Welcome to a short screencast by Andrea Telletin, demonstrating how to use the Quadram Institute cloud system to create a personal virtual machine for your bioinformatics analyses.
Welcome to today's video tutorial on the QIB Cloud, an infrastructure that allows you to create a personal server where you are the administrator and can install the tools you need. In this quick video introduction, we will see how to access the documentation for the QIB Cloud, how to create a new virtual machine or VM, and how to mount HPC locations. Let's get started. Before we delve into the specifics, let's take a moment to mention our core bioinformatics team. Our team plays a pivotal role in managing the QIB bioinformatics infrastructure, which comprises not only the QIB Cloud but also IRIDA and comprehensive Galaxy instance for genomics analyses. Our core bioinformatics team provides regular training opportunities, equipping you with the skills and knowledge needed to navigate and utilize our bioinformatics infrastructure effectively. Finally, our team is here to assist you with your bioinformatics analyses. Whether you need guidance on experimental design, data interpretation, or troubleshooting, we are dedicated to providing the expert support you require to ensure the success of your projects. If you find yourself in need of assistance, we encourage you to utilize our convenient ticketing system. By accessing the web page displayed on the slide, you will find the option to raise a ticket by clicking on I Need Help or other links located at the bottom. The upper section of the portal, distinguished by its blue background, provides access to our knowledge base system, known as Wiki or Confluence. Within this knowledge base system, you can easily search for specific information. For instance, by entering the term training into the search bar, you will uncover a dedicated page featuring upcoming training events. What do we mean by cloud computing? When we use cloud services, we store our data and use computing power from servers located somewhere. We physically interact with our computers and smartphones, but they merely access the cloud services via the internet. Cloud computing means we use a set of servers in a dynamic way, creating on-demand virtual servers or virtual machines, each with different hardware specifications. We can create a new VM with our required number of cores and total RAM memory. Some definitions: a virtual machine is a software emulation of a computer system, enabling multiple operating systems and applications to run concurrently on a single physical server. A useful feature is called resource isolation. It means that the VMs provide a dedicated virtualized environment with segregated resources. The advantages are flexibility and agility. VMs can be easily created, cloned, and terminated, enabling rapid provisioning, scaling, and management of virtualized workloads in the cloud. In simple terms, with the QIB Cloud, you can ask the system to generate a server for you with the amount of RAM and CPUs you need for your applications, and where you will be able to install any kind of software. You will be the administrator of the server, and while this means you can inadvertently damage your installation, being a virtual machine, you can destroy it and start again, if needed. Let's see how to create a virtual machine and, more importantly, where to find the instructions to do so. Our documentation portal has extensive tutorials on how to use the QIB Cloud, from the basics to advanced topics. Please check the documentation first. The cloud.quadram.ac.uk website is the portal where you can manage and create your virtual machines. You can only access this page from the Institute network, or using a VPN, and you will need your usual NBI username and password. When you access, you will see the page dedicated to your group, in this example Simon Carding's group. Scroll down to the Launch a VM section to generate a new server. You must give it a nickname, select the number of cores and RAM, and the image to use as the operating system. A very important part is then the selection of the key. Without a key file, you won't be able to access the VM. You can add a new key or use a previously added public key. How to manage the keys varies according to the operating system you use, but there is a valid documentation explaining how to proceed. Now you will need to wait some minutes, click refresh, and you will eventually see the new virtual machine name on the list. Initially, its status will be building. When the process is done, you will see the virtual machine IP address, and that means your VM is ready to be accessed. To access a Linux server, you need three things: the IP address, your username in the server, and a password or key file. From this page, you will see the IP address. The username is Ubuntu if you use that image, but can be different. The key file is the one you specified while creating the VM. From now on, you can use the server as any other Linux system, except you are in total control. You shouldn't store important files on your virtual machines. Even if the system is robust, the VMs are not designed for long-term storage, and it's difficult for other members of your group to access those files. Our documentation has extensive guides on what are the ideal locations for your files and how to access them, or mount them, as we say, from the virtual machines. You can mount your HPC home and the research group partitions with ease, following the steps described in the relevant sections of our wiki. In general terms, we will need to install some packages. This has to be done only once after creating the VM, and then create empty directories where to mount the HPC locations, and finally paste some commands where we will add our NBI username. The commands will prompt us to type the password, and if everything was done correctly, we will now see that the directories are no longer empty, but they contain the very same files we have in our HPC partitions. Here we install the CIFS package in our Ubuntu machine. Now I create a new directory which I will call HPC Home. I will mount there my home directory from the HPC cluster. Here we need to customize the command adding our NBI username. This is needed because all the VMs have the same username, and they are not linked to us except for having our key file. When prompted, we can type our password. Now we can see our files and even save their outputs from our pipelines. Some images might come with Conda or Singularity pre-installed, but in general terms we can simply follow the relevant tutorial to have those packages installed. Here, for example, after checking we don't have Singularity, I looked how to install it on the wiki and followed the tutorial to have it installed. There are many interesting use of the QIB VMs. Generally speaking, a VM is a Linux server, and any tutorial with instructions on how to work with the Linux command line can be beneficial. With this video, we highlighted the key concepts and showed where to find the documentation for the QIB Cloud. As you can see, there are several advanced topics covered in our wiki. Remember that you can raise a ticket to ask for help. Thanks for watching.